Looking at the 24-hour clock, what's sometimes known as military time, I'd like to be able to convert between our 12-hour clock and our 24-hour clock. Because some people put it on their phone or on their watch to set it to 24-hour, and it's good just to know that. It's often also how times are given on plane tickets for itinerary. And what the military time is that there's no longer any use for AM or PM. We don't classify whether it's morning time by saying AM or afternoon by saying PM. We don't say 2 in the morning as 2 AM and 2 in the afternoon as 2 PM. We have separate numbers for them. What military time does is it actually gives you a total number of hours and minutes that have passed since midnight. And since there's 24 hours in a day, the times can go from 0 hours and 0 minutes past midnight, which is midnight, all the way around to 23 hours and 59 minutes, which is right before midnight again. So, our morning times, our AMs, go from 000 through to 11:59 in 24-hour time. So at 000, this is midnight, and this is just before noon. And our afternoons, our PMs, they go from 1200 to 23:59. And 23:59, that's 11:59 at night. That's 1 minute before midnight. So then it would crash around back to 1200 and back. We just start counting over again at 0000. So this is just before midnight. So 1200 is noon, and this is just before midnight. And what we can do is convert back and forth between the two by knowing that it always has to be a 4-digit number, and we literally just have to count up how many minutes and hours have passed since midnight. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, that's 6 hours after midnight. So these ones are straightforward. You just rewrite it with a 0 in front because you need to have 4 digits, 2 for the hour and 2 for the minutes. So if it's a number like 3 or 4, a single digit, you just put a 0 in front. So 6 AM becomes 600. And we sometimes say 0600. Other way around, if I have 10:30 and a 24-hour clock, and I'm trying to think about what that would be in a 12-hour clock, well, 10 hours and 30 minutes, that's not yet to noon, that's not yet to the afternoon, so I know that's an AM. It's less than the first 12 hours, this group of numbers here, between 0 and 11:59. And all you have to do is basically write it out exactly as you see it, because it's the same. There's been 10 hours and 30 minutes since midnight, and that's 10:30 in the morning. Now 12:30 p.m., this is now into the PM, this is afternoon, and you should be thinking, oh, well, it's almost going to be different, but let's check. At 12 p.m., if you want to think about your clock, at 12 a.m., so that's midnight, we've gone all the way around, we've hit 12 for noon, and now we've gone half an hour past that into 12:30, around lunchtime. So we've gone a full 12 hours and 30 minutes since midnight. So this one becomes 12:30. No decimals, no colons, no AMs or PMs, just 12:30. And 15:30, well, this is 15 hours and 30 minutes past midnight. So we have to think about what that would convert to. And one way to do that, again, is to think about the clock. Starting at midnight, I've gone a full 12 hours, and that gets me to noon. And then since 1200, I've gone from 1200 to 1300 to 1400 to 1500. I've gone 3 more hours since 12. So I've gone 1 whole hour, 2 whole hour, 3 whole hours, and a half. So I've gone a whole 3.5 hours past noon, and that's the same thing as 3:30 p.m. And another way to look at that would be to subtract the 12 hours that we didn't count, or that we don't normally count on a 12-hour clock. So we subtract the 12 hours that go from midnight to noon, and that takes us 15 minus 12 takes me to 3, and the minutes stay the same, 3:30. And then we put the PM in front of it because we know it's after lunch. It's after the first 12 hours of the day. So again, to convert between here, I'm just going to subtract 12, and it takes me back to the other hours. and that's only because it's a time after 1300 in a way. So after 1300 you're going to add subtract 12 or add 12 depending on which way you have to go. And looking at this one, 9:30 p.m. in this case we've got to go the other direction. Now 9:30 p.m. I've already used up 12 hours between midnight and lunch at noon, and then I've gone another 9 hours and 30 minutes. So that's the first 12 hours of the day. So I need to add those on there to figure out how many total hours since midnight. So 30 minutes, and then 9 plus 12 is 21 hours. So 21 hours, 30 minutes since midnight is the same thing as 9:30 p.m. So to go from 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock, you add 12. Thinking about this time here, 12:15 in the morning. Well, 12:15 in the morning, midnight is in the morning, 12 a.m. is midnight, and that's 0-100 hours on the military clock. So this is saying that I've only gone 15 minutes since midnight. So I would say 0 hours and 15 minutes. So again, you want to make sure that you have 4 digits. If the number is after 12, you're going to know you have an afternoon number, and if it's before 12, you're going to have an AM number. And to convert from a 24-hour clock to a 12-hour clock, you want to subtract 12. And to go the other way around, from a 12-hour clock to a 24-hour clock, you want to add 12 on. The minutes stay the same, so it's only the hours that change. So here, minus 12 to go that direction, and plus 12 to go in that direction. And it kind of makes sense. 24 minus 12 gets me to 12 hours, and 12 hours plus 12 hours takes me back to 24 hours. So again, you just need to add or subtract the 12 off of each of those numbers, and the minutes stay the same.